you just a little example. You can only prove this to yourself. I say in my yoga class all the time, you never have a problem in the moment. You never have a
Right.
problem.
No.
And you have to prove it to yourself. As a concept, it's cool. You have to prove it to yourself. I'll tell you how I proved it to myself. It was just too
All
good.
right, let me hear it.
Well, let me tell you the very first line in What is the World? What is the world? The world is false perception. All right, let's just take a step right there. That's the first sentence, full stop. What is perception?
Mm-hmm.
Perception, this is like you can't miss this stuff, is projection. That means everything I see is a projection of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he says. He says it's false. I mean, it's just, you just deduced that. The world is false perception. Ain't nothing you've seen in the world real. The world is false perception. In the second sentence, he confirms it. He says, it is born of error and it has not left its source. Doesn't that line sound familiar to you? If it doesn't, I'm going to tell you where it is. He says, I'm going to get it wrong. It says ideas leave not their source. Ideas leave not their
Yes.
source. But what he's talking about when he says it before, he says, I am an idea in God's mind, and ideas have not left their source. So I'm an idea in God's mind. The world is an erroneous idea. I'm true.
Right.
God is true. God is a fact. And I am an idea in God's mind. What he also says is just because you have lost the memory of who you are does not mean that I have forgotten who you are. So God still knows who I am, even though I'm over here up, not knowing who I am. But it doesn't change who I am. It changed my experience of who I am. So my projection, because I'm coming from a split mind, has projected out this entire world. The entire world is false. And this is what I love. It says it is born of error and it has not left its source. So it does not have anything. Like it's another one where it says chaos has no laws. I love that because that means, we just go chaos has no laws, like, oh, it's chaotic and it's good news. It has no principle. It has no true source. It is born of error. And then it says, oh, it will remain no longer than the thought which gave it birth is cherished. As long as I keep going into agreement with the world is real and I am not, I am an effect of the world. As long as I keep going, that's how we cherish it. The idea, the thought he's talking about, he says, it will remain no longer than the thought which gave it birth is cherished. Stop cherishing that thought. Again, when you're being presented with the opportunity to question the idea of I got two dogs and of course I'm exhausted. Whenever you're given the opportunity to just question that. Is that true? Byron Katie, is that true?
Yeah.
Is it really true?
Is it really true?
The second question gets you.
And the third one, who would I be if I could not even think?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted by two dogs. Who would I be? I would be a person taking care of dogs. And maybe that person feels the need to sit down. Maybe that person feels the need to stop, but that's all I would be, is a person taking care of dogs. So then he says, and when she says, and then when you feel that way, what are all the things that come up into your mind when you have the idea, the thought that you are exhausted because of two dogs? I feel like I'm a victim. I feel like shit. I wish I didn't have these two dogs. I feel all of these things. Okay. Can you think of a good reason to keep that thought? If without the thought, all you are is a person taking care of dogs, but with the thought, you're a victim. Can you think of a good reason, a peaceful reason to keep that thought?
Well,
We think it's a real thought.
I enjoy it.
I know you do.
I enjoy grooming them.
This is just inquiry, though. This is just loosening it up in your mind. It's just inquiry, like
But that's a good. Would that be that's an answer for the question, right?
You enjoy it, yeah.
Right. I mean, I do. I enjoy grooming them. I just.
Well, the question is this. Well, there you go. See, it creeps back in. But it's just the thought. So it's just questioning the thought. Who would you be without that thought? I'm exhausted because I got two dogs. Who would you be if you could not even? Okay, so what is an example? What is a practical example of when you've got two dogs and you're exhausted? Just a practical example. What does that look like?
What do you mean? What does it look like?
This is good. What does it look like? Exhaustion, taking care of the dogs. What does that look like?
Well, it's not taking care of them, it's grooming them. It's
Okay,
bathing
so what does
them,
that look like?
carrying them up and down the stairs. I
Okay,
carried a 35-pound dog up and down the stairs like 4 times.
okay,
I bathed them upstairs and I groomed them two flights down in the basement.
okay.
So my
So let me
you
just
know, yeah,
let's just work with just that. So what you're doing is you're taking a dog and you saying it's 39 pounds. It seems to be important. 39-pound dog
oh no,
up and down.
I
Well,
just
I mean, that's what the mind tells you.
guessing.
That's important, okay, we'll keep it. So what you're doing physically is I see myself, okay, I got to pick up a dog. I'm picking up a dog. I don't got to do anything. I'm picking up a dog and I'm walking, I'm walking upstairs, just taking out all the other stuff, walking upstairs and I'm brushing this dog and I'm doing things with this dog. I see this dog. Oh my God, I see this dog. I put the dog in my arms, right?
Yeah.
And I walk the dog up the stairs. I'm looking at this dog. Okay. I don't know how the dog looks, but I'm just imagining how a dog would look walking up the stairs and getting ready for a bath. Maybe it's a little bit of struggle because, oh, it's a bath happening. I'm looking at this dog like, you're gonna get a bath. And I put them in the water and then they're in the water and I get to, I mean, I'm making stuff in my mind. I don't know what it is like for you, but this is just what I would think it would be like. So I'm washing the dog, da da da. And then that's all. And then I have to take him down and then I got to do it again like 4 times. I get to take this dog upstairs and I get to clean him, do all this stuff. So that's the action that this body is taking. The thought in the mind goes, this is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
exhausting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if I could not even think the thought, this is exhausting,
Mm-hmm.
what would I be doing? I'd be holding this dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be walking upstairs. I'd be putting him in water and I'd be cleaning him.
Mm-hmm.
So if I couldn't even think that this action is exhausting, if I could not even think that,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it would look like to me. And again, you got to look at it for yourself. This is what the inquiry is about.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? And it says, so then it says, okay, without the thought, it's Tina picking up a dog in my arms, a dog, and putting it in water and cleaning it and seeing a clean dog. All right. And then I got to go down. I get to do it again. So without the thought, that's what it feels like for me.
Yeah.
Without that thought, with the thought, shit, this dog is 40 pounds. How much does this dog weigh? Oh God, I'm a certain age. Why am I, you know what I mean? All this stuff, I gotta go upstairs. With the thought, I mean, that's just what it looks. I'm not trying to put stuff in your mind, but this is for you
Yeah.
to inquire in. But with
Yeah.
the thought, that's how I feel. Without the thought, I feel a different way. If
Yeah.
I could not
Yeah.
even think it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then the question is asked, with the thought, this is how I feel. Without the thought, this is how I feel. Can you think of a good reason, a peaceful reason to keep the thought?
No.
Okay. We act like we don't have any power. You can
Yeah.
drop that thought. You don't have
Yeah.
to have that thought. And you
Yeah.
can only prove this to yourself. I'm going to give you just a little example. You can only prove this to yourself. I say in my yoga class all the time, you never have a problem in the moment. You never have a
Right.
problem.
No.
And you have to prove it to yourself. As a concept, it's cool. You have to prove it to yourself. Next time you have a dog, prove it to yourself. I'll tell you how I proved it to myself. I don't know, it must have been a 50-pound juicer. Must have been a 50-pound juicer that I was selling. It was a presser. It was like $1,000. I was selling it. Someone was gonna buy it. I needed the money. And this person, it was like one of those like offer up kind of transactions. This person was like, I don't really want to come to your house. Like, I feel you. I was like, I feel you. I feel you. I don't really want you to come to my house either. I feel you. Let's meet at the Starbucks down the street. I got a 50-pound thing. I was like, okay. And I'm going to meet her. And as I'm walking, it starts to rain. So I'm walking and I got this 50-pound, thing that I'm trying to get over here. And it's rain. I'm holding this and it's raining on me now. And I remembered in my mind, you're never upset for the reason that you think, but not even that. I was thinking, you're never upset in the moment. So I was like, okay, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh shit, I wish I was already there. I wish I wasn't walking in the rain. I wish that, we could have arranged it so she was a little bit closer to my house. And then I remember you're never upset in the moment. So in the moment, I was like, what is actually happening in this moment? I have the ability to carry this 50-pound, whatever, juicer. I do have the ability. So I'm carrying a juicer. And there's water dripping on me. It's kind of refreshing. You know what I mean? Like in the moment, what was actually happening? Okay, I'm just taking steps. There's no place I gotta be. There's no place I was, just in this moment. That's just what's happening. Is there a problem with this? No. The only problem was I thought I should be there already or not at all. So I proved it to myself that in the actual moment, there's not a problem. The only problem is in the moment, the ego hates for me to be in that moment where I see there is no problem, and it projects a future and a past. It would be better, Tina, if you were already there. It would be better, Tina, if you didn't have to go at all. But in the moment, it's just Tina walking with the ability, to carry this. And if she didn't have the ability in the moment, what would happen? In the moment, I'd have the wherewithal to do what I need to do, but it has nothing to do with I would put it down. You know what I mean? I would maybe pick up my phone and say, this is as far as I go, but that's not a problem. That's a solution. That's not a problem. It's a solution. It's only my judgment that makes it a problem. So in the inquiry with Byron Katie, I lost my thing with this. I think I lost it. I can find it because it's book B. That's what the inquiry is. And that's why you have to be really, really slow with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a perfect thing to inquire into because we have these thoughts in our minds and we think, again, that is a fact. And I'm no judgment because it makes sense. Like the whole world would agree with you. Going up and down stairs with a 40-pound dog, you should be exhausted. That's what the world will say to you.
Yeah.
Don't go into agreement with what the world says. You're a holy son of God. You cannot be any place other than where God wants you to be. And it's to prove, it's these little opportunities to not just conceptualize, but to prove it. And you have to prove it to yourself over and over and over again. You know what I mean? And what he says here, let me get back to this. I'm sorry.
Did you do a video on this?